Well, I got this thing to pass inspection, so we can finally start playing with it now. Let me see, here's the inspection sheet. They called me on the steering wheel. I had to put a steering wheel cover on, and that was good enough, I guess. And there was some cracks in the exhaust, which I just had to weld up, and then just 2 lamps. Just my front dually lamps are out. I just didn't notice, I guess. So yeah, I fixed that stuff, and now she's legal. So I've been driving around a little bit. I got like 550 kilometers on the transmission now. I think that's good enough. So today I'm gonna rip off all this shit because we don't need that shit. And it's got like 300,000 kilometers, so I'm assuming this thing's gonna be super plugged up in there because this is not good for an engine. This shit, garbage. All this, garbage. Everything under there, garbage. So I'm gonna replace it with not garbage. Nice big straight pipe. So that's what I'm working on today. I just bought a kit, an Megacab Delete kit, because they're pretty damn cheap. It's way cheaper than my time would be to build everything here, because I could print everything on my plasma, but I got a pipe, Megacab block off plate, bracket thing, throttle valve delete, Megacab block off things for the manifold. So yeah, I got that stuff. Just gotta put it in here now and then cut the exhaust off. I was gonna copy the flange they have under there and print a couple of those out so then I can bolt my straight pipe in. So if for some reason I gotta do one of these fucking things again, wasting money fucking bullshit things, then I can just take that out and bolt my emissions back on. Okay, I ripped out these couple bolts. Pulled this plastic thing off and these clamps, and this metal thing comes out of there. Then you can pull your EGR off of there. Look at this shit. Look at all this soot. Why would I want to put that in my engine? I don't want to put that in my engine. So now I'm going to pull this whole throttle, or this intake elbow off, and make sure the grid heaters aren't all plugged up. Clean those out, and it'll also make it easier to install my throttle valve delete here too. Oh man, this truck is a perfect example why you need to delete. Look at this. Look at that, man. How is your truck supposed to make any power with that? Because it just gets all the soot from the EGR, and then also the crankcase breather here. They put it into the turbo inlet, so if it blows any oil at all, it blows it right through the whole system, through your intercooler, coats all your, this is probably coated, coats everything with oil, and then it plugs up in here. Look at this shit. How am I even gonna clean that, man? I'm gonna have to like pull this whole thing apart. Okay, well I'm just tearing this thing apart now. I just got all the injector lines taken off and all the wires and everything out of the way here. I just gotta get the pressure relief line and the CP3 feed line off here. Then I can just take off all the 10 mils around the top of the intake thing there. Okay, got all this stuff ripped off of there, and you can see here it's definitely gonna need a lot of work to get all that cleaned up. And the whole intake shelf too, it's pretty gummed up. It's a bunch of shit in here. Look at this. Just like big chunks. Like that would just go in your engine one day. Just cruising down the road and that just flies in. Piston eats that. Yeah, not good. So I guess I'm gonna spend the next hour cleaning this thing up, and then we can continue on with our delete here. Alright, well, after a bunch of scrubbing, I got that thing looking pretty good now. It's hard to get all the way to the number 6 at the back there, and the number 1's a little tricky too, but I got it all the best I could, and as you can see, it's not too bad now, in comparison to how it was anyways. And I just got my intake, this thing here, all cleaned up, and so it has much more flow now. I got my EGR block off plate on and the throttle valve delete thing. So this stuff's all ready to go back on. So I'll probably do that, and then I gotta probably just clean up my fuel rail and my lines a little bit here, and yeah, then we can move on to this other side here. Okay, well I got everything put back in there. It's looking pretty good. I got my new throttle valve delete plate and my EGR delete plate, and I pressure washed this thing to clean up the inside of it, and all the clear coat on the outside came off, and now it looks all new. Same with the fuel rail too. I don't know if I can show it, but it's super shiny. So I'm gonna move over here now. Just gonna start ripping all this garbage off too. Just pull these bolts out and this thing, and just get it all out of there. Okay, well, I got this front piece taken off and the little motor thing that's on there, but it's kind of like impossible to get to this bolt. Well, at least with the tools I have anyways, so I just got to take off the rear two 15mm nuts holding the cooler on, and then I can pull the whole cooler out, and then I can get to that one from the back. So that's kind of what I'm working on here. And I'm definitely going to gut that CCV filter and then route it down onto the frame or something, because I just definitely don't want to put all that oil back in there, because then it's just going to get all greasy in there again. So I'm going to figure that out too. Okay, I got some more garbage out of there. I just had to throw this old Sprite container in the turbo inlet so it didn't drink a bunch of fluid. That's all that really came out. And then the top one didn't really leak at all. So now I got more access to my bolt here. You can see I can get it from the back now. And I'm just going to take these two bolts out under there for this stupid bracket here, and then put my block off plates on. And then we'll figure out the little bracket thing that holds the coolant lines together. Okay, well I got that manifold stud swapped out so I can bolt this bracket in, and the little coolant thing pressed in, and it's all tightened up. Looking pretty good now. So I'm going to deal with this crankcase vent line, because usually it just goes straight down into the turbo, but I'm not really a big fan of that idea, so I took it off, and then see, there's the hose. I cut it off, and then I pressed a wheel stud for my other Cummins. I cut it down a bit shorter, and then when it was still hot I just whacked it in there with a hammer, and now it's definitely not coming out of there. So this piece is good. And then for the valve cover, I'm just going to use some of this hose here. I don't remember what size it is. It's what I used on my other Cummins crankcase vent system. So yeah, I'm going to use some of that and just put it down to the frame rail. And then we won't be putting any more oil into the turbo and the intake system, and we won't be putting any more soot in there, obviously, too, because we just deleted that. Well, I was just about to take this valve cover off and gut the filter, but I realized there's a crankcase pressure sensor back there, and I'm going to go do some data logs first and see what kind of pressure it's making with the filter still in there, and then I'll cut the filter out and see if it's even worth doing. So for now, it's going to stay on there. But everything else under here is pretty much good to go now, so I just got to make my hose that goes down to the frame rail real quick, and then onto the exhaust. Alright, I pulled all this garbage out of there, so now I'm pretty much just gonna copy this flange here. I can just like hold a ruler next to it and then take a photo of it, and then I can put it on my computer and draw around the outside and put the bolt holes, and then I'll print a few of those on my plasma table, and then I'll have one for this side of the pipe, one for that side of the pipe, and then I'll put another one on that rear piece there. And then if I ever need to put this thing back on, I'll just need to make another flange with a slip-on piece on it. It'll slip in here and clamp on, and then it'll bolt back to that piece. I hope I never have to put this thing back on, but I might as well keep it around just in case, like, if I got another truck like this and it didn't come with emissions and I need to get it through inspection. So I'll keep it around. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get some flanges printed out. Okay, this flange should be ready to go now. Just gotta find somewhere I want to start it here, maybe right there. Press my reset buttons here. And we should be pretty much good to go, I think. I'll cut the holes first for the bolts, and then I'll do the middle and then the outside. I need to put some more water in there, but I also need to change it really bad, so I gotta change it before I put more in here. Look at my flange, man. Wonder if it fits. Better fit. I'll have to build another one. Yeah! Hell yeah! Now I just got a weld done on there. I can cut 2 more. Man, that plasma table's awesome. Check out how good that fit. Just tap it on there a little bit, give her some tacks, and now I'm just going to reinstall this piece on there and take a measurement from here to the downpipe, and then cut my piece of pipe, weld 2 flanges on the end, and we're pretty much good to go. There is another like cat in the stock downpipe that I'm just going to leave there for now, because I was going to bash it out and then just be good to go, but I want to keep all the stock emissions intact here if I ever need to put it on this truck or another truck or something. So I guess I'm just gonna have to get another downpipe, but it'll just bolt in when I do get it because I'm building flanges on it. So yeah, I'll continue on doing this, straight piping the rest from this downpipe back, and then I'll just get a new downpipe at some point. Okay, well, I got this delete pipe here all fabbed up. Put a flange on both ends, and I put a little hanger there too. And I already put a flange on the rear piece that goes over the axle as well. But I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't put a tip on it or anything. I didn't even paint it. I'm just leaving it stock looking because the whole truck looks nice and stock and inconspicuous right now. I'm gonna enjoy it while I have it like this because my other truck draws a lot of attention all the time, and it'd be nice to just enjoy this while it's like this until I figure out what I'm gonna do with it. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this pipe in there, and then I'm pretty much done. Then I can go take it for a drive. Okay, well this thing's probably gonna take a bit of cranking to get started again because I bled all those fuel lines and I was cleaning the intake. So we'll see how it goes. First start up. better. So yeah, if you got all this stuff on your truck, you're gonna have all this shit in your intake. Look how much came out. That was just from the intake shelf there that I was digging away at. That's ridiculous. Oh! Sounds like my truck just finished programming. Means we can go for a drive. Okay, well as you can see, I'm still working on the tuning here. It was working great for me the last couple days, no codes or nothing, but now it's giving me this exhaust filter, 80% full, so I'll have to work on that still. But this is like the first drive here with the new exhaust. It's pretty quiet in here actually. I definitely need to put that downpipe in. Still. There's a straight pipe all the way from the downpipe back. It's just that little cat in the little cat in the downpipe still, and it's just so quiet. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I'm surprised. Man, this thing has so much more power now that I cleaned all that shit out of there. This is insane. I thought it was just slow because it was stock tune. This is awesome. It was so slow before. Oh no, it says it's 90% full now. What do? I don't even have a filter on there. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on there. I wonder if it's gonna make me not be able to drive when it fills up. When my filter that doesn't exist fills up. Oh, would you look at that? I just started my truck in the shop and we're regenerating already. Well, I just made some changes to my tune, and as you can see, right now it thinks it's doing a regen. It was at 90%, now it's down to 70%. So yeah, it's going down pretty quick. I've had the truck started for like not even a minute and it went down from 90 to 70. So definitely the change that I made to the tune definitely did the trick here. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I've been sitting there for like 5 minutes and it just kept going down and down and down super fast, and then it said regen complete and now it's back to normal. So I'm gonna go take it for a drive, but I think I figured it out. There wasn't very much stuff I had to change, I just had one thing wrong. But yeah, it's looking pretty good now. Man, it's actually so nice. It's still so quiet in here. Even with that pretty much all straight pipe exhaust, all the garbage gone. So yeah, you can make your truck run much better, get rid of all that garbage, and it doesn't ruin the comfort in here at all. This is super chillin'. So me personally, I like it to be a little louder, so I'm gonna get the damn downpipe on there too, so has a little more growl to it. But yeah, this is super nice. But yeah, I fixed the damn filter, my non-existent filter that was plugging up. Yeah, I fixed that. So it seems to be good now. I'm just gonna keep driving it here for probably another hour or something and see if it comes back. But pretty sure I got it figured out. truck's running awesome. It's definitely got a lot more power now after I unplugged all that shit out of there. And my transmission's got like 650 kilometers on it now, and it's running awesome too. So I'm pretty stoked about how this whole truck's coming out here. So I'm gonna keep working on the tuning here. I'm gonna start like getting into the transmission tuning here, get all the pressures turned up and everything like that, and make it shift a little nicer, and then we can start turning the power up. But yeah, if you enjoyed watching me work on my truck today, hit that like button and subscribe, because that's pretty much all I got for today. Just cruising around in the middle of the night here, listening to some music. Truck's running awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video.